Phoenix Police has been under Department of Justice investigation for more than 2 years now.
And then that final report could be released any day. But even though the findings haven't been released just yet, Phoenix is already upset.
It's because the DOJ will not give the city a sneak peek at their investigation. But should they? Here's ABC15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscopy.
Now, Phoenix is asking for something that hasn't happened before. The city's main reason? To correct any, quote, factual inaccuracies in the DOJ's report and to promote collaboration and trust with the feds. But given Phoenix's own history, some find that hard to believe.
Today, we are announcing that the Justice Department is opening an investigation into the city of Phoenix and the Phoenix Police Department.
Since August 2021, Phoenix has been waiting to hear its fate. And 2 times over those 2 years, the city sent letters from its attorney asking for an advanced look at a draft of the DOJ's findings. The first letter sent October 2022. The second sent October this year. The letters stated such access would be to identify factual errors in the report rather than contesting DOJ's interpretation of the facts.
What do you think about that?
The city's position is completely disingenuous.
Jared Keenan is with ACLU, Arizona.
You said disingenuous. So you basically don't believe their kind of altruistic statement that it's just to correct anything that they might find factual, but not to kind of sway this report ahead of time or anything. You don't buy that.
I don't buy that. I think the city is attempting to get ahead of this report.
Phoenix's attorney, Michael Bromwich, wrote the letter. He's a former high-ranking DOJ lawyer himself. And in other cities investigated by the feds, he claims officials got a day or 2 to read the final report before they were publicly released. Quote, "We believe that a 24 to 48-hour review period is insufficient. That view is widely shared by city officials, who have been both surprised and disappointed to learn of your unwillingness to share a draft." As a reminder, here are the 5 things the DOJ is investigating. Phoenix's use of force, including deadly force, discriminatory policing, response to people in mental health crisis, treatment of those experiencing homelessness, and retaliation against protesters.
A lot of times law enforcement don't share details of an investigation with the place they're investigating because they worry about it being kind of tampered with or other evidence they may not know about going missing or witnesses being talked to about what to say or not say. I mean, there's a cover-up concern there. Do you see that as a potential reason why the DOJ would say, no way, man, we're not doing that?
The potential for shenanigans and for evidence to go missing or to be covered up is likely one of the main reasons why the DOJ doesn't release these reports early to city officials.
And Keenan pointed out Phoenix's own recent history as an example.
What is Phoenix trying to hide?
Yeah, Phoenix has been fighting to keep multiple taxpayer-funded investigations from being released.
Now here's some background from our previous reports. In 2020, Phoenix got caught mass arresting more than 100 protesters with copy and paste statements. Later that year, Phoenix officers and county prosecutors invented a gang and then falsely charged this group of protesters as members. After the scandals, the city brought in 3 different entities to look at different parts of their protest response: ASU, 21st Century Policing, and the Ballard Spahr law firm. But years later, the results from ASU and 21CP have never been released. The city claims they're still drafts and aren't subject to public records law.
Arizona State University professor Edward McGuire wrote a report.
No comment.
No comment on that.
And as for the Ballard Spahr investigation into the gang protest case, the city did release a final report, but investigators included this troubling line. Phoenix police did not provide certain information we requested, and on multiple occasions, certain relevant information was provided to the investigation team several weeks after that information was known to Phoenix PD.
I mean, we've seen multiple times in recent years where they have either withheld final reports or they have withheld records from the investigators they hired to look into things. Do you think that that needs to be a consideration for the DOJ when thinking whether or not they'll turn something over to Phoenix?
Even if the DOJ were to consider turning over a report early, they certainly shouldn't do it in a situation like this with the city of Phoenix, because the city, again, has time after time shown that it is more interested in protecting the reputation of the Phoenix Police Department than protecting the rights and lives of community members.
So what does the DOJ have to say about all of this? Well, there are a few things, and not all of it is negative. In this letter sent back to Phoenix in late November, United States Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark wrote, they will not change their practices for Phoenix, but in certain circumstances, they have provided a preview to cities if they agree in principle to federal oversight. In the same letter, it also said the DOJ appreciated Phoenix's cooperation and that recent interviews with top city and police officials were productive, especially with Interim Chief Michael Sullivan. Quote, in particular, the team has appreciated the chief's requests for feedback on his ideas for reform. Now, if you want to see copies of the letters we've shown in this report, we've got them up on our website right now. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.